Hi guys, and welcome to my channel Kel's Stitches. Today is Thursday the 6th of November 2025 and this is Flosstube number 80. I'm a couple of days late. I should have recorded this on Monday, but I didn't because I still had stitches up in here, and I know a lot of people don't like to see stitches in. So, and I could have put a band-aid or something over it, but I didn't really want to. Wanted it to air out and yeah, get a bit of air to it to help dry them stitches out. But yeah, so I am a couple of days late, but I'm here. So this is Flosstube number 80, and I'd just like to say welcome to any new subscribers that I might have picked up in the last couple of weeks. I hope you enjoy what I have to show you and you continue to enjoy to see the progress on my projects. And welcome back to any of my existing viewers. Very much appreciated. All right, so let's just get straight into what I have been, or what I've been stitching on. Haven't even sorted out these cover photos, so you're just going to have to bear with me while I find the ones I need. So the first one I'm going to show you is this. It is called Beetlejuice. It is from a store on Etsy. I can't actually remember the store name. But this is what it'll look like when it's completed. This is a bit of a shitty printout because my printer was running out of ink, but that's kind of what it'll look like when it's completed. Now I'm not going to show you the actual project because I've worked on it a couple of days this week already. So I will put up a picture of where it was, and I'll put up a picture of how many stitches I got done. So I've done 300 stitches into it, and I stitched on it for one day. Now it is being stitched on a 18 count aider that I dyed myself in that purple color. So yeah, 300 stitches. You probably can't really tell the difference in what I stitched on it, but there is 300 stitches into it. I think I've only got about 800 stitches left in it now after doing a couple of days on it already this week. So definitely by the next run, the next cycle, I should have it done. I'll force myself to get it done. All right, so the next one that I will show you is going to be, actually I'm just going to grab them off the what's here, not go off how I've written them down. Next one I'm going to show you is this one. It is called Daydream Sea Turtles. It is charted by Charting Creations and the artwork is by Sheena Pike. Now I am working in this section here in the head of the turtle. So I'll put in a picture of where it was. And this is where I'm up to. You probably can't see much difference because I didn't get a great deal of stitching into this. I only stitched on it for one day and I got 300 stitches into it. But 300 more is 300 less that I've got to do, isn't it? So yeah, you can really see the face of that turtle, the head of the turtle coming in there now. And I'm really enjoying stitching on this. Hopefully I'll be able to get more and more stitches on it as we get into more of the turtles. But yeah, and it's just being stitched on 18 count aider, I'm pretty sure. no, 16 count. So for anyone that's a new viewer, I mainly stitch on 16 or 18 count. I do have a couple of projects, or one project that's on 20 count, and I do have some projects that are on, well, not started, but I do have some projects kitted up with 25 count, which I will eventually get around to attempting to stitch on one day, I think. All right, so the next one that I'm going to show you is neither of those. That one's finished. We're going to put it in the middle then. And that one's UFO'd, so that can go in the middle there too. I really got to sort my my cover photos out. I've got cover photos from some old projects and that in here, so I really need to get them out and sort them. All right, so this is the next one. Now this is the Quaker Sampler by Happy Mood Point off Etsy. They are now called Daily Pattern Post, but they still have this one on there, and they've got a bigger version of it. The bigger version has words like joy and all that sort of, so it is more Christmassy, the bigger version. But I liked this one, and that's what it'll look like when it is completed. And this is where I'm up to. So last time I was up here, as you can see, I have moved the nudge frame. So I finished off, get that out of the road. I have finished off this up here and the little motif. I think there was some couple of motifs up there that I had to do, and now I've moved down to here. I'm just trying to think what percentage I'm up to. I think I have hit 80% on this. So depending on how I stitch on it between now and the end of the year, this may be a finish. If it's really close, I will put a couple of extra days into it and try to get it done, just so I'm not taking it into next year with like only 1,000 stitches or something into it, because that won't take me very long to finish off. So I worked on this for 2 days and I got 800 stitches into it. It is being stitched on an 18 count black Aida, and I am using Silks for You Fairy Lights. So it is, I love it. I love this version so much more than my original one. If you've been with me for a while, you know that I started this on a light blue fabric. I've still got it here. This is my original start, and it was a light blue, and I was using Petite Treasure braid, so it was nice and sparkly, but I really wasn't enjoying stitching on it. It took me forever to even just get that bit done, so I restarted, and this is, yeah, looks so much better, so much nicer. So yeah, really enjoying it. I really love stitching on that when I get around to it. So yeah, I will push as much as I can to try to get that finished. Rightio, the next one I will show you, what I'm going to do is I might just cross off the ones that I have shown, just so I don't get confused. The next one I am going to show you is my Year in the Woods, and I'm currently stitching on the ferret. Frankie Ferret, I think we called him, or Freddy Ferret, one of them. So this is what it'll look like when it's completed. This is the first series of the Year in the Woods. And I am stitching them all on one piece of fabric that I dyed myself, so an 18 count fabric that I dyed myself, and this is where I'm currently up to. So I'm going to get all of the flowers. More flowers come down around this side. So this is, I've done these ones, and now I'm going to do this one, and I'll get the flowers done, maybe even get the little cabin done, and then I can just start on the ferret. So I stitched on this for 2 days and I got 800 stitches into it. But yeah, it looks amazing. Again, I love stitching on this, or when I pull it out. Don't we all love stitching on our pieces? But that is what the whole thing looks like currently, with 5 completed animals. And then you've got all that down the bottom for another 6. But I think it looks really good. When I do eventually get around to purchasing the second series and eventually start stitching on those, I still tossing up whether to do them individually on individual pieces of fabric that I dye, and that way I can dye different colors. Like I can do blue for the animals that are up in the trees, so sort of like represents sky, and then I can do green for the animals that are on the ground, and then that way I was thinking that I would stitch them or sew them into like a quilt or a wall hanging or something like that, but we'll see when I get there. This one's going to take me forever to finish, so it's not going to happen for a long time. But I really do like stitching on them cottage garden sampling ones. I would really love for them to do a ocean themed one, and so that would be real. I think that would be really good. What else? What's the next one? This one. The next one is Modern Folk Embroidery, the 2024 sale, called No Time Like the Present. This is what it'll look like when it's completed. I am doing a different colorway, as most of us that are stitching this one probably are. And it's very easy because it is in 2 colors. It's very easy once you get it into Pattern Keeper, or probably even Markup, RXP, but I use Pattern Keeper for this one, just to change the colors around to see which colors you think look best. It does mean you have to buy the pattern first, but you pop it into whatever app you use and you just play around with the colors and see which ones work. Alright, so this is what it looks like currently. I worked on this for 2 days and I got 700 stitches into it. I am currently working in the gold Diamond, DMC Diamond. Thought I'd get all that stitched in and then I can move on to another colour. Well, there is only 2 colours technically in this. This is being stitched on a 20 count Ada in a Rustico. Now I have got another piece of this for the 2023 sale, which I'm going to do in the same colorway. But yeah, that is looking good. So my colours are, let me find them. Not in here. Okay, where are they? Oh, no, they're there. I was just about to freak out and go, where the bloody hell did I put them? My colours are 832 and 322. And I'm just using a bit of DMC Diamond in sections for a bit of sparkle. So in the border, and there's some sections here. There's a bit of vine that goes up here, which I'll do in the diamond. The numbers are in the diamond. So yeah. You can't really notice the difference. That's why I chose the 832, because it's very much a goldy colour. But yeah, it is getting there, slowly but surely. It can be very tedious once you get into certain sections of it, because it is all just one colour. So it can be very tedious stitching it. Stitch is quick because it's all one colour and you're not changing colours all the time, but it can be very tedious as well. Alright, I've only got 2 more to show you, and we have, the next one we have is this one here. Shaped Wolf. Artwork is by Greg Giordano, and it is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. That's what it'll look like when it is completed. And this is where I am up to. So I don't know if you'll see much of a difference, even though I got 865 stitches into it over 2 days. But yeah, slowly filling in this little leg and paw here. So, and it is being stitched on, let me see, that is probably about true to colour too. It's being stitched on an 18 count Aida that I dyed myself in the terracotta colour. And yeah, looks, I've probably got way more fabric than what I need, because I allowed the 3-inch border on each side. But this project doesn't have a background, but they, like when I cut my fabric, I allowed for the, like I went with the background, what the background size would be as well. So probably way too much fabric, but hey, that's all right. So that is what that one's looking like. And the last one that I am going to show you without getting right up in the camera is this one, a mini top frog. Artwork is by Jody Bergsma, and it is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. This is just the regular version of the mini. It's not super size, not super max color or whatever you want to call it. So that is what it'll look like when it is completed. And this is currently where I'm up to. Not much difference. I only worked on this for 1 day and I got 300 stitches into it. But this is all 310, I think it is, that I am stitching up there. So yeah, I am just working my way, just stitching it, because that is all one color. But it looks pretty good. I mean, even for a mini, it looks pretty good. You do have to be very careful with your minis that you get. Depends on the detail to how well they actually come out. So, and that's just being stitched on, I'm pretty sure it's a 16 count. Some of these older projects are 16 count before I moved on to 18 count, because I bought a couple of big rolls, 5 meter rolls of 16 count when it was going on clearance. Alrighty-o, so that is all the stitching that I done over that fortnight. Now, I obviously already pulled for my next lot of projects to stitch on for this fortnight, so I'll just find the cover photos for them so I can show you what I'm stitching on. All right, so obviously I've stitched on Beetlejuice already, and because I've finished quite a few projects, I am down to only choosing 5. Yeah, I'm down to 5 a fortnight, which means some of these get extra days on them, which is good because it means I can just put some more work into some of these. So I've got Wolf Duo. So I am currently working on this one. I don't have much to finish off, like actual cross stitches, and then I've just got the back stitch to finish off on it. Mini Shaman. I'm pretty sure I'm still down in this section of the bird, of the eagle there. Protector. Try to get quite a bit more into this, considering that this is going to be my focus on a finish for next year. Legal High. Now, I stitched on this last night and I had a bit of trouble because I'd miscounted previously, and I kept stitching and I had to frog about 3 times this same section last night because of this one counting mistake that I'd made previously. I finally figured it out, fixed that, and now I am on a straight run stitching on this and Tiger Lily. So those are the 5 projects that I'll be working on for this fortnight. And now we will just update my boards. Gotta sneeze. I'm so sorry, I'll try to cut that out. Alright, so my full coverage board. Yeah, gotta lean right over here for you to see it. Rightio. There we go, that's a bit better. Alright, full coverage. We have Shaped Wolf, 865. That's 30. So that makes that 6,365. Top Frog is over here. It's 300. So that makes that 7,200, and then turtles is also 300. That makes that 7,500. So what do we got? 6, 7 weeks left of the year. Let me have a look. Which means most of these will come out for one more most of these will come out for one more round of stitching before the end of the year. I'm just going to quickly see how many more weeks we've got. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, because the 1st of January is a Thursday this year. So, well, next year. So yeah, we've still got 8 weeks. So that means that most of these will come out for at least one more round. Now, I said I'm not doing Flossmas this year, which I am still probably going to stick with that because, as I said, I don't have as much, time for stitching and that. So recording every day does take up time, which would take up time that I could be stitching. So yeah, I'm not, and I don't have any advents other than the Silks for You one. So I will just do that as a little short reel every day when I open that. All right, next board. Got Modern Folk Embroidery here. We got 700. 100 short of the 7,500 goal. If I had have known that, I probably would have pushed it to do another 100. Happy Mood Points is 800, which brings that to Lee. Don't know what I was meant to be writing there, but definitely not 9,000. $6,900 on that one. And A Year in the Woods is here. And I've got another 800 on that. Brings that to 9,900. So, and I think that's all of them. Yes, that is all of the boards. Rightio. So that is everything. I think I showed you last time the Silks for You and all that I got. So I've got no haul to show you. So that's all the stitching and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. As I said, this one will be probably a pretty quick video. I don't have much else to show or say. Yeah, so if you are only here for the stitching, thank you very much. Thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed seeing my progress, and I hope you come back next time. And if you're here, just stick around and have a quick chat, then here we go. So yeah, as I said, I had stitches in here. So I had this, what I thought was just a wart for years. I can't can't even remember when I didn't have it. It's been there for so long that it just became part of my face, basically, and I never took any notice to it. And when I went in for to get some spots checked, I didn't even ask him about this one, and he looked at it and he said, "What's that? I want to check it." And he checked it, and he was very, very certain that it was a BCC, and I still had my doubts. I was like, it's just a wart. I've had it for probably a good at least 15 years. Like, it's nothing to worry about. But he still wanted to take it out. So he did. He took it out. Rather than doing a biopsy because it was so small, he said if he'd done a biopsy, it'd get 90% of it, and then he'd have to go back and do it again to get the rest. So he just took it all out. And I went and got the stitches out on Tuesday, and it actually was a BCC. So yeah, he knew what he was talking about. So if anyone has like a little warty thing on their face that they've had for ages and they just think it's a wart, go and get it checked, because it could be a skin cancer. And they're better out than, I mean, BCCs are one of the better ones that you can get because they're not dangerous. They won't kill you, unlike an SCC or a melanoma. But still, they're better off gone than staying there. So that one really surprised me because, as I said, I thought it was just a wart and I'd had it there forever and ever. But no, it wasn't. So yeah, that, as I said earlier at the start of the video, that's why I didn't record on Monday, because I still had stitches in, and he has done such a great job. Like, you can't even, I don't know if I can get close enough, but you can't even see like the scar. There's barely a scar there. So he's done a really good job. Not that I was really worried about the scar being there. It just blends in. It just looks like another wrinkle. So, but yeah, he's done a really good job, and this one's healing up really well. You can barely see the scar. I do have a couple of little other spots there that he's not concerned about. But the actual scar is amazing. Healing up really, really well. So yeah, and that's pretty much it. Work's been work. It's that time of the year that I am totally over it. Don't want to be there. Can't give a shit about anything that happens there. But that's just this time of year. It's coming to the back end of the year, and I think we all get like that. We're just like ready for a bit of a break over the holiday period. So yeah, but that is it. So I think I will leave it as that, guys. My next video should be, well, my next update video, I should say, should be on the 17th, Monday the 17th of November. I am planning on doing another dyeing tutorial video. This one will probably be a coffee and a tea dyeing video. So I plan on doing that one soon, and I should have it loaded next week. Because you know, got to try and get help Jen get those stitches into that project that she's assigned to me for Flosstube Frenzy. But yeah, so hopefully I'll have an extra posted next week. So that's it. All right, guys, I will leave it as that. I'll let you go and watch someone else. And yeah, so wherever you are in the world, please take care and stay safe. And until next time, bye for now.